Hello. Drishyam 2, starring Ajay Devgan, Shriya Saran, Rajat Kapoor, Tabu, and Akshay Khanna. It is a remake of the original Malayalam movie by the same name, starring Mohanlal. We are going to review the Hindi version, this one, and towards the end, we might compare the two.
We, as an aside, just saw the movie and reviewed the Malayalam film just a few weeks ago. So you can catch up on that separately as well. Uh, Drishyam 2 takes off from the first movie. You don't need to have watched it, but you will come to know very quickly that there was a murder in the first movie. The son of a police officer, a senior police officer, dies. We know who did it, and we know what they did to evade suspicion and, in the end, justice. 7 years later, the family still seems to be haunted by the events of that night. Ajay Devgan's wife, Shriya Saran, and especially his elder daughter, played by Ishita Dutt, uh, the younger one, Runal Jadhav, as well, they are all, in a way, traumatized. In a way, even if you see a police officer, they break out into sweat. One of them even has a medical issue going on. This time now, the Goan village itself also hasn't forgotten. And, there are these, let's call them the wastrels, who sit at the cafe, and all the time, all they're talking about is, oh, where has the guy hidden the body, etc., etc. In all of this now enters this young, dynamic IGP of police, which is Akshay Khanna. And he brings his own inimitable style to it and to the investigation. And then we start finding out what happens, what are the steps that they have taken, etc., etc. I think special mention of the role played by Kamlesh Sawant, who was played a cop even in the earlier version, and he again brings his own bullish style, let's put it that way, to the investigation. And Tabu is there as a kind of menacing presence in the background. She hasn't forgotten, and she won't rest. Let's just put it that way. And in the middle of all this, we find out what is Ajay Devgan doing to protect the people he loves the most. Uh, how did you find the movie?
Loved it. um, the way it began, I thoroughly enjoyed, and even during the credits, how they brought about the whole of the part one.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. And even throughout the movie, I really enjoyed the casting. Of course, Ajay Devgan is the protagonist, but everybody else cast was also very, very well done, I would say.
Right. I thought they kind of upped the tempo. Even if I compare it with Drishyam 1, this one is far more slick. There's a better music soundtrack. It's more obvious for sure, the soundtrack. And then on top of all of that, I think they kind of, by bringing in Akshay Khanna, they kind of up the level of the casting as well. Shriya Saran, I thought, did her role remarkably well in terms of
Absolutely.
playing the anxious wife who's tortured still by what can happen. And as I mentioned, Kamlesh Sawant always he brought his own level of thing. Rajat Kapoor plays the husband to Tabu, who's basically trying to pacify his wife, but the wife is the plays. Let's call it. She says a dialogue which is probably my wife's favorite dialogue. It goes something like "Ma hu ma," and then events kind of unfold.
Yeah, so she's not able to forgive. I mean, forget to definitely not. So, as the adage goes, forgive and forget. It's impossible. And that's how they've played her character. And we were to compare eventually, but then he brought it up, and I completely agree. They raised the tempo. I mean, they brought it up a notch and made it more edge of the seat. The plot is brilliant, and in the scenario of a sort of a up north, the Bollywood feel, they did a brilliant job.
No, I was comparing to Drishyam 1.
Exactly, that's
But
what I wanted to
my
say.
point is here. So I think they made a better film in that sense. In a way, the plot of this one is better.
Right.
It's faithful to now if you start comparing to the Malayalam version,
Yes.
it stays faithful to the broad storyline there.
Yes, yes.
But then they increase the tempo, they increase the level of
Yes.
casting, they increase everything up a notch, including I thought they made it wealthier. The protagonists of the Malayalam film
Yes.
are a little low key. The setting is a little low key. It's more quintessentially rustic.
Yes.
Whereas here they've
Yes.
kind of upped everything. The guys are driving a fancy car, etc., etc. And we didn't see that so much in there. In that sense, I found the Malayalam version way more authentic.
Yes.
Here, I found the Bollywood touches
That's
completely
exactly
there
what
in
I
terms of
meant. Yeah.
the dress and the flicks and the head turns, and it's all there.
Yeah.
So yeah, liked it, but with all of that.
Exactly. Yeah.
What would be your rating?
So
1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. Ritu's being more generous. I would give it a 7. I think I gave the Malayalam one an 8.
Uh-huh.
And I just found that a little bit more authentic, I think. So,
Okay.
which is why this.
Fair enough. Yes.
But yeah, we enjoyed the movie. I think the other spectators enjoyed it too. And we would love to know what you think. Thank you.
Thank you.